Hey guys, welcome back. Today is a release day at Kellie Stamps, so I thought I would put together a really quick little spread in my traveler's notebook using the brand new Dog Vibes stamp set. I mean, I had to, didn't I? There had to be one with Lil in here. I am using my No Pink kit again, and really I'm not going to use a whole lot of it. I have grabbed out this sort of peachy tanny colored kind of a like ledger paper, and I'm just going to trim that down so that it fits inside my notebook. My notebook is 8¼ inches tall, and these papers are obviously only 6×8, so there's about 1/8 inch at the top and bottom, and so I've trimmed it so that there's about 1/8 inch on the right hand side as well. And I'm going to line this paper up as close to the center of my spread as I can, whilst leaving like a tiny little bit of a gap so that the pages can still fold nicely. Now I've got a black and white photo because the quality of the photo wasn't fabulous. Just a quick snap on my iPhone, but she was sitting there looking very cute. She was actually napping, but of course I can never get a photo of her napping. It's like she knows as soon as I've picked up the camera. So I've changed it to black and white just to help that stand off the paper a little bit more. I have mounted it on, it's a little bit more of a darker tan color. It's just a very, very small matte. It just gives it that little outline that helps it stand out a little bit. Now, I also really loved the pattern paper that was at the top branding strip of there, and so I just trimmed that so it was kind of like on one side of the whole. And I'm going to mount that sort of behind the photo. It looks a little bit to me like a wee piece of washi tape, which is quite cute, sort of holding up the photo, despite it not holding the photo up at all. And one of the things that I want to do is add a couple of labels. So I've grabbed that really old Heidi Swapp sticker sheet, and I'm going to use this really large label. It's got some green on it, but the green kind of ties in with that floral pattern. I've trimmed off one end, and the label actually had a white border around it, which I didn't love. So just really quickly with my scissors, I trimmed that off. It was much easier than I thought it was, and I'm glad it doesn't have that white border around it. Yeah, it just, I don't know, I don't love stickers with white around the edge, so I trimmed all of that off. I'm going to start adhering things down and kind of make a little cluster down here. So the first label that I'm going to use, I'm going to set that underneath my photo, and then I'm going to stick down that little pattern paper, and then I'm going to add a second label up the top here, so that I can add a couple of kind of stamps on there. I was looking through the die cut pack, and in the end I decided these sticker labels, they're so handy just being stickers. I chose one, it's that same kind of citrony green again, but again it picks up the colors in that floral, that tiny little piece of floral paper, tying this whole layout together. What a hero. I'm going to stamp onto these labels. They don't have any sort of coating on them, so they really are quite easy to stamp onto. And I'm stamping with some Catherine Pooler ink today. I'm just kind of experimenting with my black inks at the moment. This one, I really like it. It's like super dark, but I really struggle with the like the softness of the Catherine Pooler ink pads. They're very, very juicy when they're brand new like this, and I have far too heavy hand. So the stamping isn't like super perfect, but I'm just going to live with it for now. I'm using the black ink because I've got that black and white photo. I just want to tie it in a little bit more. I always feel like with these kind of colors, I don't know that black's necessarily the best choice, but I've got the black and white photo, so I'm going to add some black and also add some gray in here. I'm using these little Pink Fresh Studio alphas. I think they're Pink Fresh Studio. I've lost the packaging, you see, in amongst all of this kit building. And I've just added Lily's name in there so that I can stamp on what is going to end up eventually kind of being my title for this page, My Fur Kid Lily. Now I stamped straight onto the photo using my Brilliance Moonlight White ink. I print at home, and so the paper's designed to absorb ink, so it makes it really easy to stamp like that. And that Brilliance Moonlight White is my favorite white ink for stamping on photos. Now I was going to do a little bit of repeat stamping on the left hand side, hence all of this building up of the right hand side. then I had a little change of heart. I'm still going to do some repeat stamping, but I'm going to cheat just a tiny little bit. When I was flicking through that paper pad, I realized I still had a sheet of this black and white polka dot. It's kind of a randomy polka dot. I love it. It's one of my favorite patterns from this collection. So I just decided I'm just going to add a little bit to it. There are a couple of kind of icon stamps on this stamp set. One is this sort of large solid bone, and the other is a little dog paw print. And I'm just going to randomly stamp both of them and turn this very generic black and white polka dot pattern into something a little bit more dog themed. Super simple. There's no sort of pattern building in here. You don't have to be particularly accurate. I am just using black ink, again, tying everything together. And I'm just randomly stamping it, making sure to stamp some of them off the page. It just makes it look a bit more like a real pattern paper. And so that was just a random kind of idea I had, and I love how that worked out, to be honest. I'm using the Catherine Paula ink again, and as you can see, it's like a really solid black ink, so I do love it. I just need to learn to be a little bit more careful with it, I think. I love these tiny little dog paw prints. I think they're the perfect finishing touch for this pattern, to be honest. It just ties the whole thing together. They're a great scale for this pattern too, so just slightly larger. They kind of, the whole page looks like kind of dog themed sprinkles, and I'm totally here for it. You could have had like a different look as well if you had stamped those two stamps in, say, a colored ink, but I really love that it's just black and white. It makes it look super cohesive. I am gonna stick this down into my notebook with the same size as my other page, and that is the spread all done. Told you it would be super simple. As always, I have a discount code for you down in the description box. Don't miss out on these ones. They are going to go quick. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!